Since I have already talked about the Purple Empress Shion, I think it's only natural to finally give her rival and our beloved Princess Shuna some attention as well. Although she isn't much of a fighter, she is definitely not someone you want to mess with when she gets angry, and I would argue that she's one of the most powerful characters in the series. That's why in today's video, we'll be taking a look at Shuna's character and see why I think she's the most powerful character in the series. Now, this video will contain heavy spoilers, so feel free to click away if you don't want to be spoiled about the series. Also, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more. I mainly do Tensura content, but I do occasionally talk about other stuffs as well. To start, the unnamed Shuna was originally the princess of the ogre tribe that resided in the Great Jura Forest before joining Rimuru Tempest. She is also the daughter of the deceased ogre chieftain and Benimaru's younger sister. She isn't much of a fighter, but she is considered to be highly proficient with magic, especially illusionary magic. Her village was eventually attacked by the orcs and most of her people were killed except for her and her brother along with 4 other ogres. They would then encounter Gopta and Rhaegar inside the forest and a fight broke out. She was able to easily knock out all the goblins and Tempest Wolf with her illusionary magic except for Gopta, Rhaegar and Ranga. Ranga quickly called for his master for help, and when Rimuru arrived, the unnamed Shuna detected that he was hiding his aura and mistook him for the masked margin that had led the orcs to attack their village. The other ogres attacked, but Rimuru easily took care of them, leaving only her brother and another ogre still standing. To quickly resolve the issue, Rimuru decided to let out Black Flame and Black Lightning to intimidate them. The unnamed Shuna was again the first to pick up on how powerful Rimuru truly was and realized that he was not related to the masked margin, so she quickly stopped her brother before they fought to the death. After clearing up the misunderstanding, Rimuru invited them to the goblin village for a feast. Back at the village, Shuna was able to easily make friends and get along with all the goblins. She even shared some of her extensive medicinal and cooking knowledge with them. Later, Rimuru would give all the ogres names, making them the third group of monsters to be named by him. After the naming, the ogres all evolved into Kijins, their appearance changing to become more refined and human-like, and their threat levels had increased as well, Shuna now with a rank A or hazard class threat level. Another benefit of the naming was that Shuna managed to acquire a new unique skill called Analysis. It has the same properties as Rimuru's Analysis, but unlike the one he has, which requires him to absorb the target first, Shuna's Analysis is more advanced, meaning she can just analyze and research targets by simply using magic sense. Now, the unique skill Analysis has a total of 5 sub-skills, and the first one is Thought Acceleration, which boosted her thought processing speed by 1,000 times. The second one is Analyze and Assess, which basically does what the name implies. Then we have the Chant Annulment sub-skill, and it allows the user to cast magic without incantations. Awe Creation was another one of the sub-skills, and it basically allows the user to fully comprehend any non-concealed phenomenon as long as they have a certain amount of knowledge about it beforehand. Finally, the last sub-skill is known as Law Manipulation, and this skill enables the manipulation of the laws of the world from either a scientific or magical perspective. Now, although Shuna has a hazard class threat level, her magical levels were only at the rank of B+, but she easily makes up for this with her proficiency with skills, as we'll see later. That said, Shuna is a girl of many talents and one of them is her weaving abilities, but now coupled with her new skill, she was able to create fabrics and textiles of much higher grade. Seeing this, Rimuru set up a clothing workshop for her to work in, and with the help of the dwarves Gum, Dot and Might, they were able to create numerous types of clothing for the inhabitants of Tempest to wear. To expand and boost their clothing production, Shuna took on several goblinas as apprentices, and her most successful apprentice is probably Haruna. But besides making clothing, Shuna was also placed in charge of the cooking. She is essentially the royal cook of Tempest, and using Rimuru's memories, she was able to recreate some of the foods from his previous life like ramen, burger, fried chicken, various dessert items and so much more. Again, to increase the number of skilled individuals that will handle cooking, Shuna took on apprentices and Gopchi was one of her best apprentices. To give you an idea of how amazing Shuna's cooking skills are, when Milim first visited Tempest, she instantly became good friends with Shuna because of how good her food was, and when Guy Crimson visited and tried the food in Tempest, he was so impressed that he asked Shuna to teach the primordial demons Misery and Rain how to make some of it. She even defeated the otherworldly Yoshida, considered the best baker in the Kingdom of Ingratia, in the cooking contest. Now, as Tempest grew, Shuna was given more responsibilities as well, and because she used to be a princess, her regal and refined personality came in handy when it comes to diplomacy with the leaders of other nations. But her main role is being Rimuru's real secretary, because we all know that Shion and Diablo are utterly hopeless when it comes to more intricate matters like diplomacy and hospitality. She would help Rimuru with things like preparing speeches or outfits for events, serving visiting guests or foreign dignitaries, acting as a mediator for Rimuru, and plenty of other tasks as well. She was also there to restrain Rimuru from saying the wrong things or embarrassing himself, and most importantly, have him behave like a proper king because even Rimuru isn't brave enough to incur the wrath of the princess. However, when Shuna isn't by Rimuru's side, she has plenty of other things to do, like serving as advisor in the domestic affairs of Tempest and assisting Rigid in managing the government. Also, her official title is Shrine Maiden, so whenever she is in Tempest, she will constantly maintain a large barrier over the city, allowing her to use Analyze and Assess to scan the people that comes into the city, so if there are people with hostile auras that enter the city, she will be instantly alerted. This was the case when the other warders of the Farmer Kingdom entered the city, and although the other warders were hiding their aura, Shuna was still able to quickly detect their hostile nature. One of the other warders, Kiara, had tried to provoke the town's guard by falsely accusing Gobzo, but when that failed, she tried to use her unique skill Bewilder to take control of the people around them and force them to do her bidding. However, she was shocked to find that Shuna was able to easily cancel out the effects of her skill. Shuna did this by using her unique skill analysis and her proficiency with magic to analyze the skill Kirara used. Then she simply cancelled the effects of the skill by releasing her own magic skills to match the output, really highlighting how much control Shuna has over her own abilities and magic skills. Later, when they launched a counter-attack on the Farmer Farmy, Shuna was still able to continuously hold and maintain the barrier surrounding the city when she had already used up much of her magic skills prior to heal the injured. And when the Harvest Festival started, she was one of the few remain who could still somewhat maintain her consciousness. But anyways, when Rimuru awakened as a true Demon Lord, Shuna was able to evolve into a Fair Oni, a semi-spiritual life form with greatly improved magical characteristics, and she was able to reach the rank of Special A, or also known as the Calamity class threat level. Shuna would also acquire another unique skill called Creator. This essentially allows her to break down, convert, and create anything she wants, including skills and objects that were analyzed and assessed by her analysis skill. There are two sub-skills to this unique skill. The first one is known as Transmutation, which gives the users the ability to modify any targets, literally reconstruct the very nature and property of said target. Now, as for the last one, we have the Combine and Disassemble sub-skill. It basically works like Rimuru's Synthesis and Separate. Users are able to release the properties inherent to the target and make it into a separate object, but at the same time, they could also take two differing targets and transform them into a single object. Shuna mainly paired this new unique skill with her analysis skill to create new magic spells or even use them to help her improve and develop new techniques for cooking and weaving. I guess that's why she was later placed in charge of the Department of Production for the Tempest Federation. Additionally, she had acquired a few new extra skills like Spatial Travel, giving her the ability to now instantly travel to locations she has been to before, and Multilayer Barrier, so she can now create multiple barriers with different resistances to protect her. The last one she acquired is called Majesty, and I have no idea what it does, so if you do know, please let me know in the comment section down below. But if I had to take a guess, it's probably some kind of aura type skill like Coercion or Haki. But anyways, I think she was able to really show how powerful she has gotten when she, along with Soe and Hakuro, went to Demon Lord Claimant's castle. They were initially just tasked with gathering information, but when they approached the castle, Shuna was the first to notice that they had fallen into a trap. They were quickly surrounded by the undead army of the Index Finger Adalman, a white king that was said to have powers of a Calamity class monster. Shuna quickly realized the only way to win was to defeat Adalman, but he has two powerful subordinates protecting him, the Death Dragon and Death Knight. So Shuna ordered Soe and Hakuro to keep the two subordinates busy while she faced Adalman herself. Shuna started the battle by using Alignment Field, a spell that caused a 300-meter radius to become holy ground where no evil could pass, destroying the surrounding undead soldiers, leaving only her and Adalman. Alignment Field was created from her analyzing the anti-magic area and holy field spells and using Creator to repurpose it into this. Now alone, their battle began and Shuna actually surprised Adalman when she blocked his necromancy spell Cursebind with Holy Bell, a form of holy magic, because monsters apparently can't use holy magic. However, Shuna explained that she could use holy magic because she was able to understand the core principles behind holy magic. Essentially, holy magic was based on the power of miracles and the strength of one's belief, so all Shuna had to do was to direct her beliefs towards Rimuru, and using her emotions for him, she can channel those emotions and convert it into power, basically holy magic. Seeing this, Adalman was inspired by Shuna and regained his faith as well. Adalman was prepared to use Disintegration, the most powerful offensive holy magic against Shuna, but when he was about to release it, she quickly used Overdrive to take away all the local spiritual elements away from Adalman, causing them to go haywire. She was only able to do this because she was already familiar with how the spell works, so it was easy for her to hijack the magic kills using law manipulation. Now, using the hijack magic kills, she released a wave of holy magic that cleansed all the undead in the area and defeated Adalman, while unintentionally converting Adalman to the religion of Rimurunism. That said, Shuna is actually capable of casting other types of holy magic like the offensive spell Disintegration, but her level of control for the spell was so high that she could alter the intensity of the spell to just target specific things, like when she fought against the hero Gaia during the Western Council meeting where she simply used Disintegration to take away all his armor and clothes. She could also perform defensive spells like Resurrection, which allows her to heal virtually all injuries and even bring back the recently dead, although the way she wanted to use it was a bit extreme, because when Hinata Sakaguchi was interrogating Glenda, one of the previous battle sages, she actually suggested they just kill her and keep on resurrecting her. I guess that's why Shuna gets along with Hinata so well. Shuna might look cute, but she's definitely one of the scariest characters in the series. Anyways, that's pretty much everything on Shuna, and I think without her, Tempest would not be what it is today. She truly is the backbone of the Tempest Federation, but I think we all know the real reason why she's the most powerful character in the series, because she is capable of causing fear upon the strongest individuals of Tempest like Benimaru, Soe, and even Rimuru himself. Seeing how many times Rimuru had to beg Shuna for forgiveness is already good enough reason to convince me how threatening she is. Jokes aside though, I really like her as a character, and scenes with her are always fun to watch, especially her legendary battles with Shion for Rimuru's affection. So yeah, what are your thoughts about Princess Shuna's character, and are you Team Shuna or Team Shion? Leave a comment down below to let me know. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, feel free to give the video a like, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more Tensura and other anime content in the future. As always, thanks for watching and stay safe everyone.